Good morning, everyone. My name is Markus Kösters, and I'm speaking to you from LIFTE H2 today. I want to talk to you about a topic that comes after the prior two speakers, where we have discussed about hydrogen production with electrolyzers, basically. I want to speak about where the technology is moving in terms of hydrogen transportation via compressed gas trailers. LIFTE H2 is a company that's fully focused on hydrogen. We're an engineering company that is providing services on the design, the engineering, construction management, as well as operations and training side. And we have developed where we feel there's a gap in the market and the trend is going. Also products such as trailers and mobile refuelers that are actually addressing that new technology. So if you look at today's technology and if you look at projects today, most projects that have been built and commissioned until last year have actually been relatively small. We're talking about projects that are up to 10 megawatts, and you're seeing a glimpse basically of projects that are a little bit larger, now coming on the larger than 10 megawatt electrolysis side for green hydrogen. Now, there's an efficient way to transport these in the absence of pipelines or liquid transportation, which is compressed gas trailers that are somewhere between 200 and 380 bars. It's a low-cost, very tested technology that is readily available on the market with a lot of manufacturers. These projects, however, are more on the demonstration pilot side. They're financed with subsidies or R&D money, and therefore the economics don't matter as much as what we need for commercial scale projects. Now, if you're looking at what is happening in the market in the next years, these small projects are dying out. We're talking about projects that are in excess of 10 megawatts, sometimes hundreds of megawatts, that are really producing large amounts of hydrogen. And when you're producing large amounts of hydrogen, then the transportation costs actually become a relevant factor. And with the 200, 380 bar trailers that are currently out there on the market that are tested, you're transporting very low amounts of hydrogen, basically. And if you want to scale and drive down the cost of hydrogen, you actually need to go bigger. And one way how to go bigger is literally by increasing the pressure on the trailers, increasing the size of the trailers, so that you can economically transport those around. And that's basically where higher compression becomes a solution. So we have shown you, or we have gathered a bit of data, how that compares between 550 bar trailers and the smaller trailers that we have. And the key thing really is, if you look at on the left-hand side, on the small projects, then you're clear that the smaller trailers, the 250, 350 bar trailers, are more economic because they have significantly lower capex, and the higher opex don't really matter. If you're looking in the right-hand side, that's projects that are above 10 tons per day of delivery requirement, so 20, 30 megawatt electrolysis. That's where the difference in OPEX makes a big difference in your commercials. And that's where, if you're transporting a lot more hydrogen on a single trailer, then the cost of the driver, of the fuel, basically, going back and forth is actually more important. And that's where your overall profitability of the projects turn around when you swap the transportation technology. We have done this in an NPV calculation over a 10-year project lifecycle for typical project of that size, and you have a $25 million US dollar difference there already. What that opens up is also new ways to do refueling. So what you have today is you have fixed refueling stations that are either supplied by on-site generation or with the trailers. Just because if you're refueling a 350 bar truck or a 350 bar bus, then you need a certain pressure differential to do that efficiently with mobile refueling, or you need on-site compression, basically. So the refueling options that you have with 550 bar or 500 bar trailers that are also common there is you have a significantly faster ramp up of your hydrogen refueling options. So if you order a station today, you're easily talking about lead times of 14, 18, up to 24 months, basically. A mobile refueler can be deployed significantly faster. You're saving on the permitting, you're saving on the construction side. They're typically coming on small pads, and it's a great option to ramp up refueling in a bus depot or a truck depot, basically. You can use it for demonstrations, to train staff, and there's many cases where this is highly sought after with bus manufacturers, truck manufacturers, construction sites, and so on. And the trend that you're seeing there is, with higher pressure, the capacity of those mobile refuelers is increasing. You also see that with new technology, so going from Type 1 tubes to Type 4 tubes, the weight of the trailer is decreasing, so you can use them in a lot more jurisdictions where weight restrictions are important. You have higher flow rates that you can basically fill a bus in 10 minutes or a truck in 15 minutes, which is similar to what you would have in a fixed refueling station. And if you do cascade refueling, you can also do parallel refueling and refuel 2 buses at the same point in time. And this is really enabled by the fact that with cascade refueling, you can easily back-to-back fill. You don't need to wait for the compressor to take the next stage there. So when you compare then the two systems, there's obviously advantages of fixed refueling stations, because your average consumer on a public station will not be used to a mobile refueler. So it's easy to use. You also have payment options on fixed stations. But if you're looking at a bus depot where you can train staff and where it's behind fence, basically it's a significantly easier deployment from a CapEx, from a permitting side, from a construction side, and is ultimately significantly lower in costs as well from the capital side. If you're comparing then these technologies between a fixed HRS and a mobile HRS, the key differential really is the distance that you need in order to travel to or to move the hydrogen from the production site to the site where it's refueled. And whilst trailers are significantly cheaper to transport the hydrogen, because they go to the hydrogen refueling station, they're completely emptied, and then go back, whereas a mobile refueler goes to the refueling site from the production site, is half emptied because there's some pet gas remaining in the mobile refueler, and then goes back. So the OPEX of the transportation is significantly higher. You will actually see that for smaller distances, the more economic solution is actually the mobile refueling one. This is obviously highly depending on the type of assumptions that you take, but we have seen ranges somewhere between 150 and 250 kilometers. There's also a white paper that we will soon release on our website that explaining that a little bit more in detail. So to summarize that, what I wanted to discuss with you today was literally the fact that technology is changing. We see demonstration projects are moving towards commercial scale projects. These projects are not economic if you use today's technology with transportation. So there needs to be higher pressure technologies, both on the transportation side, also on the export system side. So compressors need to be able to fill up these type of new trailers today. And that's ultimately helping to drive down the cost of hydrogen, to get away from subsidies and make those projects stand by themselves and make them more economic, the same way that we have seen it in the renewable industry. Thank you very much.